Good morning, Grammy Antonia. Just sitting here having my morning coffee. Been thinking about my videos last couple of days because I haven't put one out. And what I want to say is I feel something different about me. It's just kind of like an acceptance. Because I feel like I'm doing all I can do. And I feel like I've done that for a long time. Last night, the thought came across my mind about being a woke person, which I am. My mother taught me to be woke. I don't talk about my mother a whole lot because I've missed her every day of my life since I lost her back in 1969 when I was 16 years old. But anyway, life went on. And one of my main philosophies, I guess, for my life, because I felt like I learned at an early age that things can change in a New York minute. Everything can be sunny and happy and a good life, and then just in a flash it could all change. So my philosophy always was is to try to live my life as best I could and enjoy as much as I could, because I didn't think this was a dress rehearsal. I believed this was it. So that's what I did. And so much of that, I am so glad. But as we all know, us humans have faults. And sometimes we make bad choices. And I've made a few in my life. But I've realized, I knew what bad choices I made. And I thought, well, I got myself in this, so I'm going to just have to learn to live with this and do the best I can. And I always did, just do the best I can to try to make a happy life for myself. And be grateful for having life. And look for the good things. Look for the good things. Anyway, with all this political stuff that has happened since Trump, I realized the only thing that I wasn't woke about, and I thought it was the people I grew up with. I wasn't woke about them. I looked at them as having different politics than I, and having different religious beliefs than I. And I accepted them for their political beliefs and their religious beliefs. And I wanted them to just accept me for mine. But now, like I say, with all this that's happened through the years now, with Trump, I realize they've never accepted me. And that's how they treat all of us that are different from them. They don't accept us. They look at us as less than. And it's very painful to realize that I've tried to let them, not interfere with their beliefs and just tried to be respectful to them, but evidently they felt like they needed to find somebody to help them change everybody else to be like they were. Now, people I voted for through the years are the people I thought were for everyone, no matter what political views they had, no matter what religious views they had, no matter what color skin they had, no matter where they lived in this country. That's the people I voted for. And that's the people, until I take my last breath, the people I'll continue to vote for. But the change over me right now, the difference I feel is I know who they are now. I know that they've never accepted us. I hear some content creators talk about how we have a nation of morons, or idiots, is what I like to say. Because I think my husband tells me when I say I don't understand why more people aren't upset and speaking out against all this stuff that's going on. And he says to me, I don't think anybody really pays any attention. And I have to think about that. Are all these people I live around, they just not paying any attention anymore? They got all caught up with the Trump stuff and now they're just not paying any attention? I don't think they've ever really paid much attention. That's my opinion. I mean, I myself didn't pay a lot of attention sometimes, but I tried to stay informed. I don't consider myself an idiot, and I didn't want to consider any of them idiots. But I'm woke on these people now. I see who they are. This deal with it's not a deal, but this situation with the Jeffrey Epstein files and Ghislaine Maxwell. What is going on with Ghislaine Maxwell right now? A woman who helped traffic young girls for sex for her boyfriend, Jeffrey. And they made money off of these girls, her and Jeffrey. And she participated in the sexual encounters with these young girls. And people aren't paying attention. People are turning off and don't want to listen to that. They're just overlooking that. But that's just one of many things that have happened since Trump has took over the United States of America. Him and the billionaires and trillionaires, corporate people that never have enough. Never have enough. And I believe you idiots out here think they're gonna help you somehow have more. And you're so fooled, and you've been so fooled. Anyway, there's just some kind of a change come over me because I always cared about my friends and people I grew up with. I always cared about them, wanted them to have happy lives, and was glad to hear when they were doing good and their families were doing good. But I didn't see a lot of that. I don't believe well, I've seen a lot of these people around here. When other people have hardships, if they were different from them, then it was funny to them. They acted like, well, they was getting what they deserved. They're getting what they deserved. I wasn't taught like that. My mother didn't teach me that. You always have empathy for people who are going through tough times. But evidently they have felt above the rest of us, and they like that. Anyway, acceptance. Acceptance. I'm going to keep doing what I can do. I just wanted to check in with y'all. Oh, the day that I went over to the last video I made, I was on my way to go to the Verizon store and change that charger and that cord. That representative lady had told me, to call them and let them know I was coming over and they would take that off my bill. Well, when I got over there, they told me she hadn't called them. And to take it off my bill, they had to have the credit card that was used. And it was Jim's credit card, and I didn't have it. So, needless to say, I didn't get anything done when I went over there that day. And the representative guy that I was talking to, he told me that she was on a training session. And because I was frustrated and aggravated, I looked him square in the eye and I told him, I said, well, that's exactly where she needs to be. I said, because she hasn't handled this right. She told me she'd call y'all, and she hasn't. And no one told me I needed the credit card that the items were put on when I came over here. So she's where she needs to be in training. So I left without getting anything done. So Jim and I drove over there the other day because I had to go do some grocery shopping. And I told him, since it was on his card, just to take me so I could go get groceries and things I needed, and he could go deal with them. Because I didn't even trust myself to try to keep my cool. And she was supposed to be there. Jim had talked to her on the phone. So anyway, he went, and it went well, he said. He got the charger and the cord took off the bill, And they also got it straightened out with the trade-in on his old phone. So all is well with Verizon right now, and I'm glad I didn't go back. So I thought I'd let y'all know what happened with that. So, love to all you tangled up in blue. And let's just always stay informed. And I'm going to keep trying to live my life like I've always lived my life. Just try to enjoy this gift of life and find the good where I can. Very hard these days. So take care. Be talking to you again soon. Love, Grammy Antonia. Bye.